evening, everybody. Welcome to A-Town High School here in Abingdon, Illinois, as playoff basketball is in the air here on this Monday night. And we are looking forward to getting the Class 1A regional quarterfinals underway here from A-Town High School. My name's Wyatt Reed. Going to be taking you through this one here this evening, and we've got a good matchup here for you in this regional quarterfinal as the A-Town Tornadoes, who finished the season red hot, winners of 6 in a row. Actually, let me check that here, make sure. It's actually 7 in a row. Winners of 7 in a row, coming off their win against Anawan just a few days ago on the road. And the A-Town Tornadoes look to make it 8 wins in a row and look to punch their ticket into the regional semifinals. National anthem going on, and we'll have more of the pregame show right after this on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to A-Town High School here in Abingdon, Illinois, as we are getting ready for tip-off here in the regional quarterfinals in Class 1A. Wyatt Reed on the call here this evening, and as I mentioned just before we went to the break, the A-Town Tornadoes coming in red hot, winners of 7 in a row, knocking off Anawan in their last game of the season on the road, 48-35. They'll look to continue that hot stretch here in the regional quarterfinals against a Putnam County team who comes in having struggled a little bit here this season, but it's really not how you really start the season, it's how you finish. And, well, if you can get hot at the right time, even teams with losing records can make a run. We've seen it many, many times here in the state of Illinois, and Putnam County is looking to do that here tonight, although they come in struggling a little bit, losers of their for their last 5. And tough season, 7-24 on the year, earning them the 14 seed in this sectional. The sectional that will be played here at A-Town High School in a couple of weeks. And, of course, the A-Town Tornadoes are hoping to make their way to the sectional where they can have the home crowd on their side. Boy, can you imagine the home crowd. We got a good home crowd showing up here for the regional quarterfinal, but could you imagine the sectional crowd if A-Town is able to make their way through the regional here? But they got a lot of business to take care of here. It is the Rova Williamsfield regional, and they're going to have their hands full if they're able to win this game here tonight. A-Town would take on, if they are successful, the winner of Stark County and United, which we saw Stark County just a few days ago last week here on TSSR. And we saw them really struggle. It was a 43-42. It was a win, but still it was a struggle nonetheless. The starting lineup for Putnam County being announced as we speak, and I'll get those names out there for you. Got some interesting names here on the lineup card, so bear with me, and if I make a mistake, I apologize. And if there's somebody out there who knows the correct pronunciation, feel free to get into the comments and correct me. Starting lineup, though, let's start with the A-Town Tornadoes here as they are announced, and I'll get to Putnam County here in just a moment as Dre Anderson announced as your first starter. The senior, one of several seniors on the starting lineup. There's another one, Kellen Hook, number 3 for A-Town. Carter Redfern making his way out there as well. Same starting lineup as the last time I saw them. As you can see on the bench, the next man announced, number 13, Drew Fouch, and number 24, still sitting on the bench, getting ready to be announced, the senior Asa Stiegel. That is your starting lineup for the A-Town Tornadoes for Putnam County. Their starting lineup looks like this. Number 3, Bryce Smith. Number 11, it is Owen Safran, and if I'm getting that name, Safarn, excuse me, if I'm getting that name incorrect, somebody please feel free to correct me in the comments section there. It is number 14, Miles Main. Number 23, that is Jaden Stoddard, and there's one number I am missing here. Number 21, taking the jump, it is Orlando Harris. As the tip-off is won, Putnam County wins it, and let's play some playoff basketball here from A-Town High School. Good to have everybody along. Again, feel free to leave your reactions in the comments section as a nice little turnaround move, and that is Orlando Harris getting the opening basket. What a quick start for the Panthers of Putnam County. Putnam City's a city in Oklahoma, a little fun fact, so it's going to be fun to get that out of my head, having moved back from Oklahoma just last year, But with that being said, Putnam County with a 2-0 lead. Ball goes out of bounds. A-Town will reset. 7.5 to go here in quarter number 1. Up top, it's Redfern. Left side to Kellen Hook. Hook had a big night against Stark County last week. He had 18 points in the winning effort. Right side, it's Redfern. He gets a screen from Fouch. A little mid-range floater. That one's no good, and the rebound comes out to the Panthers of Putnam County. Moving right to left in those black uniforms with some gold numbers and trim. Good-looking uniforms. A-Town in their home whites with black numbers, a little green and black trim on there as well. Ball movement good for the Panthers here early. Left side, it's Orlando Harris. Gets inside, kicks it back out. Well, that's going to be a turnover for the Panthers and an over and back. Dre Anderson nearly came in there and got the steal. 6:47 to go here in the opening quarter. 2-0 is our score. This is the Rova Williamsfield Regional quarterfinal. Quarterfinals are in the higher seeds home building, and then everybody will go to Williamsfield as there's a corner 3 on the way for Kellen Hook. That's his spot. Can't make the shot, however, and the rebound comes out to Putnam County. Left side, the Panthers getting it to number 14, Miles Main. Cross-court pass, nearly threw that one away. And then they do throw it away again, nearly over and back, and that is an over and back. So back-to-back over and backs for the Panthers. That's kind of a microcosm of their season, coming in losers of their their last 5, and a 7-24 record. But again, everything's wiped clean here tonight. Everybody has a 0-0 record and could make a run starting here tonight in the regional quarterfinals. Nice move, Asa Stiegel all the way to the basket, puts it up, no good, but a foul is called. That'll be the first foul of the ball game. They're going to give that one to Miles Main, number 14. So that'll be Panthers' first foul. Put that up on the scoreboard here. And I am messing with the timeouts instead of the fouls. There we go. As first free throw for Asa Stiegel is up and good. First point of the ball game going to Asa Stiegel for A-Town. Stiegel in the last ball game. Let's see what he had against Stark County as he goes 2 for 2. Stiegel had 8 points in that win against Stark County last week. 2-2 our score. 6 minutes to go here in the opening quarter of the regional quarterfinal. Ball at the logo. Getting it to Orlando Harris. Nice little turnaround shot. That one blocked away by Asa Stiegel. There's a size mismatch in there. Orlando Harris is definitely a taller individual than Stiegel, but Stiegel not going to back down, and they force a turnover. What a great defensive sequence there for the A-Town Tornadoes. And they'll get the ball back. Chance to take their first lead of the ball game here. 5:37 to go here in the opening quarter. Dre Anderson, as he has all season long, rocking those pink shoes. Gets a screen into the corner. Kellen Hook thought about shooting it. Instead turns around, goes to the baseline, loses the handle. And then a steal, nearly a steal. It is a steal for Carter Redfern. He's inside, loses the handle, however, and the Panthers will come away with it. A-Town missing an opportunity there. 5:10 to go here in the opening quarter. 2-2 our score. Orlando Harris. Good defense by Stiegel, forcing another turnover. 2-on-1 the other way. It's Kellen Hook. Nice pass. Asa Stiegel goes to the basket. No good, but a foul. Boy, some good defense being played by A-Town. They are just suffocating Orlando Harris. Asa Stiegel is playing out of his mind right now. I mean, he guarded him basically by the logo there on that possession. What a play. 4:57 to go here in the first. Stiegel back to the free throw line as he rattles that one home. And Asa Stiegel's got all 3 points here tonight for the Tornadoes. 3-2. A-Town with their first lead. Second foul on Putnam County. As the second free throw is good. 4 points for Stiegel. 4-2 now our score. It's a 4-0 run after Putnam County scoring the first basket of the ball game. Maine gets it inside to Harris. Nice pass, open corner 3 on the way. That one no good by Owen Safarn. And then A-Town on the ensuing possession turns it over out of bounds. 4:35 to go here, with our score being 4-2. For some reason the 4 is not showing up on the A-Town side. It showed up on the Panthers side. I don't know why I put that there. Jaden Stoddard inside it goes, and a foul is called, and Bryce Smith, number 3 for Putnam County, will go to the free throw line, try to tie this ball game up. First foul of the ball game on A-Town. That'll be on Asa Stiegel. Bryce Smith to the free throw line, dribbles it a couple of times. And the first free throw up and good for Smith, so he's on the score sheet. 4-3 now our score. Defense for A-Town has been playing absolutely out of their mind over these last couple of weeks as the second free throw is up and good. I'll take a look at the schedule here for you and just tell you what the opponents have scored in the wins during this 7-game win streak. It is absolutely mind-boggling once I get that pulled up here in just a moment. Good ball movement. There's Redfern going to the baseline, kicks it out right wing. There's Dre Anderson, a wide open 3. That one's up and good. It's Dre Anderson. He had a quiet day against Stark County last week. No better time to get hot than the start of the playoffs, as that makes it 7-4. Under 4 minutes to go. Here's Orlando Harris, another nice turnaround move. Orlando Harris, he's going to be a tough guy to guard here tonight. He's showing that here early, his second basket. It's 7-6. A-Town still with the lead. Into the corner to Dre Anderson. Gets a screen. Tried to get that one inside to Fouch. That one nearly hit the ceiling. There was a lot of power behind that pass. That one tipped out of bounds. 3:35 to go here in the first quarter. 7-6 our score. Inside it goes to Stiegel. A nice swipe at the basketball. Nearly got it was Bryce Smith. Extra pass. Drew Fouch puts it up no good. Fight for the rebound. Back to Fouch. And puts it back up and in. Drew Fouch able to stay with it, not give up on that effort. Drew Fouch gets his first basket. He had 4 against Stark County. And the lead back up to 3 for A-Town. It's 9-6. Inside it goes. Good ball movement here again by Putnam County. That one thrown off the foot, however, of Kellen Hook. It's 2-on-2 the other way. Here comes Hook all the way to the basket. Lays it up no good. Dre Anderson gets it back. Redfern, a little floater. That one no good. It was halfway down and out. Rebound comes to the Panthers. 2:45 to go here in the first. 9-6 our score. Good to have everybody along here this evening for our regional quarterfinal broadcast on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. As the baseline jumper, that one rattling around, nearly got the lucky bounce. Does not, however, by Owen Safarn, and that is going to be a foul. That'll be on Jaden Stoddard, number 23. His first, team's third in the quarter. 2:29 to go here in the first. A lot of winning basketball here at A-Town over the last couple of weeks, not only from the boys but also from the girls. We'll talk about that as there's a corner three on the way. Dre Anderson's got another one. Dre Anderson with 6 points here in the first quarter. And A-Town doubles up their lead. They lead 12-6. 2:05 to go here in the first. Bryce Smith loses it out of bounds on the baseline. Another turnover by the Panthers. .155 left here in quarter number one. 12-6. Stiegel has it right side, turns around, goes inside, all the way to the rack. No good, but a foul. Asa Stiegel being very aggressive here tonight in this regional quarterfinal. And that'll be on Orlando Harris. That's a big foul. He's got 2 baskets for Putnam County, their leading scorer, their biggest player on the floor. He just picked up his 2nd foul. 4th foul on Putnam County as that one rattles home. Asa Stiegel, 5 for 5 from the free throw line here tonight. Orlando Harris will check out. See who checked in his place. I believe that is Drew Taliani, number 2, who has checked in. And Asa Stiegel misses his first free throw. Jacob Hall into the ball game. Also Weston Marler. A-Town crowd wanted a foul. They did not get it as that one's stolen away. Here comes Asa Stiegel the other way, all the way to the rack again. He lays it up, no good, but a foul. Boy, watching Asa Stiegel here tonight, been a lot of fun. Again, really aggressive, taking it hard to the rack, getting the contact. Owen Seyfarn picks up the foul. As the first free throw, that one off the back iron, no good. So I mentioned he was 5 for 5 a minute ago. Now he's missed his last 2. It's just the way it goes sometimes in basketball. Minute and a half to go. Quarter number one. As the second free throw, that one rattles home. He's got 6. Tied for the team lead. Drew Fouch, I believe, checking, or he's checked out. Nope, Asa Stiegel checks out. Drew Fouch checks in his place. So there you go. 2 more free throws. Jacob Hall. Last free throw I had by Asa Stiegel did not register on the scoreboard. That's why we are a point behind. We are on track now. Biggest lead of the ball game here for A-Town. It's an 8-point lead. 1:20 to go here in the first. Good pass to Dre Anderson. Back up top. Kellen Hook thought about it. Gets it to Anderson instead. They left him wide open. He didn't shoot it. Weston Marler gets it to Fouch. Back up top. Anderson. He's hot. Top of the key 3. That's no good. And the rebound comes out to Putnam County. 1:03 to go here in the first. As a drive and a travel going to be called on Owen Seyfarn. With 1 minute exactly here in quarter number one. Kind of surprised Putnam County hasn't called a timeout, if I'm being honest with you. But they want to keep their timeouts here. We're under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Sometimes those timeouts, sometimes they can do you good, but sometimes they can also do you harm. So Putnam County thinking, let's just keep it rolling here and talk about it at the end of the quarter. Up top, it's Weston Marler. Gets it up top to Carter Redfern. He drives, baseline. Floater, that one up, no good. Rebound comes out to Jaden Stoddard, and the Panthers will reset. Seyfarn has it left side, loses the handle. Weston Marler going to come away with it. One-on-one the other way. Marler falls down, a lot of contact. They're going to say he just fell down. Extra pass inside. Stoddard has to put it up. That one no good. Offensive rebound, Stoddard. Another shot misses, and the rebound goes to Fouch. Very physical game here, but no fouls called there. Jacob Hall misses the shot. 2 seconds left. Got to get a shot up. Stoddard from three-quarter court. That one's no good, and that'll end our first quarter of basketball. What a quarter for A-Town. They have won 6 in a row, they've won 7 in a row, looking to make it 8 in a row. 1 quarter down, they lead by 8. We'll be back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Start of our second quarter about to get underway. The A-Town Tornadoes with a 14-6 lead as they lead Putnam County. The Panthers making the long journey here to A-Town. About a 2-hour drive for Putnam County. The 14 seed in the regional. Looking to pull off the upset here against the 3 seed, which, you know, if you asked me about a month and a half ago if A-Town would have the 3 seed in the regional, or in the sectional, excuse me, I wouldn't have believed you. A-Town was below 500 at the top of the key. There's a 3 on the way. Kellen Hook, that one's no good. Fight for the rebound. Still fighting for the rebound. It ends up going to the Panthers. But the A-Town Tornadoes at one point were they were 11-13 before rattling off 7 wins in a row to wrap up the regular season. They sit at 18-13. A good conference record is the reason why they have a pretty high seed. There were teams with better records, but the conference record for A-Town really good down the stretch, winning those conference games, and that's why they were able to take home a 3 seed, taking on the 14 seed of Putnam County. Winner of this game will take on the winner of Stark County and United, which if anybody has that score pulled up or they're watching that one or listening to it on the radio, whatever the case may be, if you have that score, please get it into the comments. I would love to keep an eye on that one. It started at 6, so it might be almost over now. At this point, Carter Redfern gets it to Hall. Nice pass, wide open. Kellen Hook, corner 3 on the way. That one halfway down and out. Rebound comes out to the Panthers. But yeah, feel free to get me that score. United and Stark County playing in Stark County. There's a top of the key 3 on the way. Putnam County is able to get on the board. A wide open shot for Drew Taliani. And that is certainly a breath of fresh air after falling behind by their biggest margin of the ball game. Putnam County now trails by 5. Right side, Jacob Hall. So good ball movement, gets it to Hook. Now cross court again. There's Hall getting it to Redfern. Kicks it into the corner. A whistle and a foul is called on Putnam County. 6:20 to go here in quarter number 2. It'll be on number 3, Bryce Smith. Picks up his first foul. Dre Anderson will check back into the ball game. He'll check in for Jacob Hall. Up top, it goes to Redfern. Nearly a dangerous pass. Stiegel, good ball movement here for A-Town. Gets it into the corner. Picks up the dribble, Kellen Hook. Now back to Asa Stiegel. Stiegel, team leader in scoring. There's a 3. That one is good by Kellen Hook. His first 3, shot quite a few here in this ball game. That one finally the first one to go. His first 3 points of the game makes it 17-9. Again, tied for the biggest lead of the ball game. Back into the ball game, Orlando Harris. He's got 2 fouls though for Putnam County. He'd be a big loss if he picked up the 3rd foul. Ball goes into the corner. It's Bryce Smith. Back to Harris. Swinging it around are the Panthers, going to the baseline. Back to Harris. Right elbow. Picks up his dribble, looking for help. 5.5 to go. Nice cut to the basket. Corner 3 on the way. Another wide open 3, and they're able to get it. It's Owen Safarn. That's his first 3, and the lead back to 5. 17-12. 5:15 to go here in the second quarter. Redfern nearly threw that one away. Stiegel saves it. There's a floater left side. That one, a lucky bounce. That one goes in for Carter Redfern. Redfern with his first 2 points of the ball game. The lead back up to 7. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Good to have everybody along here this evening. Wyatt Reed on the call for TSSR Game Time Live. Oh, we do have a score. Braden getting me that score. Wow, they're already done. Little turnaround shot. That one blocked away by IHSA Stiegel. And it'll stay here. Braden, a big thank you on the score update. Stark County beating United 56-39. So the winner of this game will take on Stark County. There's a corner three. That one up and good. It's Owen Safarn. He's got another three. He's got a team leading 6 points. And the lead down to 4. 4.5 to go here in the second. There's a cross-court pass up top. Good ball movement. There's Redfern, left wing three. That one no good. That had no spin on that basketball. I don't know if I've ever seen a shot go up with no spin on it whatsoever. First time for everything. Bryce Smith gets it to Harris. Right side to Safarn. Safarn again with it, left side. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Harris drives to the baseline, puts up a floater. That one rimmed off, no good. And the rebound comes out to A-Town. 3:45 to go here, quarter number 2. Free throw line, nice pass. Kellen Hook, open corner three. That one no good. Offensive rebound. Fouch puts it back up and in. Drew Fouch with his second basket of the ball game. And the A-Town Tornadoes back up by 6, 3.5 to go here, first half. Braden says he is his uncle, the coach of the A-Town girls basketball team. Coach Dugan, good to have him. We had him last broadcast we did as the shot goes no good. Talked to him a little bit about the regional. Might have to go try to find him and have him talk about the sectional. A-Town going on to the girls sectional in Bushnell tomorrow. Expect a big crowd for A-Town in that one tomorrow night. 7:30 is when they'll take on Lewiston, the second game of the night. A-Town will be hosting a sectional here on the boys' side. The hosts wanting to get there as a nice play, getting it to Asa Stiegel, who puts it up and in. Timeout on the floor as the A-Town Tornadoes back up by 8. They lead 23-15. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live brought to you by MDH.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as the A-Town Tornadoes leading 23-15 here in the regional quarterfinals. 2:39 to go here in the first half. Before we went to break, we were talking a little bit about A-Town girls advancing to the sectional. It's their first regional title since 2015 as I look at the wall of achievements here at A-Town. And the scariest thing is there's a double dribble by Putnam County. The scariest thing is that Coach Dugan has told me multiple times that they're a year ahead of schedule. Like, they're getting everybody coming back in the starting lineup next year. Oh, boy. Some good things happening here at A-Town High School. Of course, the boys finishing the season red hot, winners of 7 in a row. The 3 seed here in the regional, or in the sectional, excuse me. Nice ball dribbling there by Italiani. Braden helping me out here in the comments. A little preview for their game tomorrow. A little turnaround shot. That one's up and good by Miles Main. First basket of the game for him. Putnam County needed that one big time as they trail by 6, under 2 minutes to go here, first half. I'll get to your comment there, Braden. Talk about that maybe during the halftime show, as we'll talk about both this regional for the boys, and we'll talk about that girls sectional in Bushnell tomorrow. There's a a left-handed shot, no good. Offensive rebound, Fouch gets it again and puts it up and in. Drew Fouch with 6 points. And A-Town back up by 8. This has been their biggest lead. Putnam County has been able to stay in it to some extent. They have not let this game get to double figures. 25-17. Orlando Harris with it left side. Winner of this game will take on Stark County. As Orlando Harris drives to the basket. A lot of contact, no call. Here comes A-Town. Hook gets it to Anderson. Back to Kellen Hook. Under a minute to go here, first half. Kellen Hook thought about it. Instead gets it to Stiegel. Stiegel has a team-high 8 points. Inside to Fouch. Fouch, little turnaround hook shot. That one's up and good. Drew Fouch now tied for the team lead. He's got 8. And the lead into double figures for the first time here today. 27-17. Right side it goes, open three. That one a little too strong by Bryce Smith. It goes out of bounds. And it will go to Putnam County. Or excuse me, it'll go to A-Town. Putnam County was not a fan of that call. .25 seconds to go. A-Town likely going to play for the final shot here in the first half. 15 seconds. Up top, it's Dre Anderson. Anderson to Stiegel. Back to Anderson, right wing. He thought about it. Back up top, it's Kellen Hook. 4 seconds. Tried to get it into Fouch with 1 second. Falling away. The shot's no good. And that'll end our first half of basketball. What a half it was. 2 quarters in, the A-Town Tornadoes are halfway to a spot in the regional semifinals. 27-17 our score. We're back after this as you're watching TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we have played 2 quarters of basketball here in the Class 1A regional quarterfinal here at A-Town High School. And the A-Town Tornadoes are 2 quarters away from clinching a spot in the regional semifinals where they will take on Stark County. Stark County already a winner here tonight. Braden helping me out in the comments with that final score. Stark County beating United 56-39. And the winner of this game will then head to Williamsfield, as Rova Williamsfield is the host of said regional. Here are the regional semifinals, and that game will be played on Wednesday at 7:30 there in Williamsfield. So that's just a little preview of what is to come, and we'll talk more about that here, of course, as we move along here. A-Town Tornadoes up by 10, though. Their biggest lead of the ball game is that 10-point lead. Kind of was hovering around 5 to 8 points most of the first half, but then the A-Town Tornadoes able to get a couple more stops and then ultimately getting some baskets near the end. And they were able to pull away with their biggest lead here, which is 10 points, thanks in large part to Drew Fouch, who had a great second quarter, getting some offensive rebounds and also getting those second chance points as he put those offensive rebounds back up and in. He leads the team, tied for the team lead, Drew Fouch is, with 8 points. It's been the two big men here on the A-Town Tornado side that is really getting the job done, as Asa Stiegel also with 8 points. Got a lot of those from the free throw line, as he was very aggressive in the early going, and I like seeing that. You get Asa Stiegel going with a head of steam to the basket. Who knows what's going to happen? So Asa Stiegel finishes also with a team-high 8 points. 6 points in the game for Dre Anderson on 2 threes. 3 points for Kellen Hook. Carter Redfern with 2 points. Those are your 27 points there for the A-Town Tornadoes. For the Panthers of Putnam County, they are led in scoring by Owen Safarn, as he finishes the first half with 2 threes, 6 points. 4 points for Orlando Harris, and he, is their big guy down inside, and he was dealing with some foul trouble. So he did not pick up his third foul, so we'll probably see a lot more of Orlando Harris in the second half, which I think is going to be Putnam County's way that they get back into this ball game. Try to get him the ball as much as you can, because he is the biggest player on the court. A-Town doesn't have a player as tall as him. Now, they have had some physical guys. Ace of Stiegel's defended him pretty well here tonight, but how long can that defending continue? Will it continue? We'll find out, obviously, in the second half, but I think the second half we'll see a lot of Orlando Harris, who had 4 points in the first half. 3 points for Drew Taliani, 2 points for Miles Main, and 1 point for Bryce Smith. So, 27-17 again is our score. That was your scoring breakdown. We were talking a little bit near the end of that first half about the A-Town Tornadoes girls basketball team, and Braden been in the comments saying that his uncle is the head coach of the A-Town girls basketball team. That would be Coach Brent Dugan, and, a little bit of a preview, shall we say. Braden giving it to us as the A-Town Tornadoes set to take on Lewiston tomorrow in the sectional. Is that the sectional semifinals? That'll be the sectional semifinals, 7:30. That one will be broadcast on TSSR, so make sure you follow us, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're an A-Town fan, big one tomorrow in Bushnell. Going to be a good crowd, I think, on hand there as well. So we'll be on the call of both games, actually, at the Bushnell sectional. Anawan and Illini Bluffs is game 1. That one is going to be an absolute blast. Can't wait to watch that one. I'll be on the call of both games for tomorrow night, so looking forward to seeing how things play out in Bushnell. But Braden getting in and letting us know that Lewiston is a fast and physical team. That's how they were able to get through their regional. I'll take a look at where they come from here in just a moment, as I can get that, if I can get that pulled up. But Braden say they're fast and physical. If A-Town doesn't play well, they can lose real easy. I think A-Town might be the favorite going into that game, but yeah, it can't really get off to those slow starts. A-Town got off to a very slow start in the regional final against Wethersfield, I saw on Friday. A big shout out to Steve. Steve's not in the comments. I don't know where he's at, but Steve letting me know via Twitter of the game going on in Princeville over the weekend, and it was a very slow start. A-Town only scored 1 point in the first quarter and won the game. So can't get off to that slow start against this Lewiston team, it sounds like, coming from Braden. He says they need Haley and Kennedy to do their thing. No foul trouble, and certainly the right idea. And then he was mentioning something that I said. Everyone is coming back in the starting lineup. That lineup is very scary and very hard to stop. And here's the scary part. They're adding another shooter. Miley Weber is going to be getting some more playing time, I think, and that girl can shoot. We saw it in some JV games this year, including the final JV game. She was hitting threes like crazy in that final JV game earlier this year. So Miley Weber's going to get some playing time. I mean, this team, the girls basketball team, is stacked. And Coach Dugan says that they are a year ahead of schedule, which is a very scary thought, that this team is not even ready yet, and they're in the sectional semifinals coming up tomorrow night in Bushnell. Heard a lot of coaches say that A-Town starters are pretty good and hard to stop. If Emma can come alive, Emma Gunther is who Braden is referring to, like she had a few games ago. Everyone helps out. They will be fine and win. I think you're talking about that game that we saw here in that regional quarterfinal game. Yeah, that everybody helped out in that regional quarterfinal. Yeah, if Emma can come alive, certainly would help out, but when you've got arguably the best freshman in the state of Illinois, that's certainly going to help you out a lot there as well. Kennedy Quinn has been an absolute blast to watch. I'm kind of bummed that I only got to see the home games this year. I would have loved to have seen how the whole season played out for Kennedy, but she's a star. And if you don't know the name, watch tomorrow night and just see how much of a star she is. Kennedy Quinn, a star in the making here in the state of Illinois, here at A-Town High School. But that'll be a fun sectional semifinal game tomorrow night, 7:30. Both games of the sectional semifinals will be here on TSSR Game Time Live. We'll have the Anawan and Illini Bluffs game, and winner of A-Town Lewiston will take on the winner of that ball game, which A-Town has beaten both of those teams. The issue is it's tough to beat one of those two teams twice. Like, A-Town beat Illini Bluffs in their own tournament, holiday tournament, around Christmas time. And then you, of course, remember the double overtime thriller that we got to broadcast here on TSSR of A-Town and Anawan. I mean, it's tough to beat both those teams twice. So A-Town's going to have their hands full tomorrow. Can't be looking ahead, though. They're going to have their hands full tomorrow night as they'll take on a tough Lewiston team who was able to make it through their regional. Let me pull up that regional and see the results of that. Let's see here as Lewiston, able to knock off Bushnell-Prairie City. They also knocked off, in an upset fashion, the 3 seed, North Fulton. And then they beat Havana, the 2 seed. So they certainly should not be here, one would think, if you look at the seedings. But that's the beauty of basketball. It's not about the seedings. It's how you play down the stretch. And the A-Town Tornadoes playing well down the stretch. Lewiston playing good down the stretch. Looking forward to that one tomorrow. Looking forward to this one as the second half officially underway here from A-Town High School. Putnam County looking to get back on track. They start with the basketball as a pass inside to Orlando Harris. Turnaround right-handed shot. That one's no good. Rebound goes to Carter Redfern. A-Town winners of 7 in a row to wrap up the regular season. And they will look to make it 8 in a row and get their 19th win of the season. Right side, it goes to Drew Fouch. There's a top of the key 3 on the way. That one rattles out, no good. Rebound comes out to the Panthers. 7:20 to go here in the third, 27-17. Seyfarn back into the corner. Gets it up top to Bryce Smith. Right side now to Miles Main, losing the handle. That one might have been tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it stays here. Yeah, Braden also reminding me that Lewiston beating Havana. That was in Havana too, wasn't it? Was that in Havana? They, I think, hosted that regional. In fact, they beat Havana in Havana by 20. Shot no good. Offensive rebound. The putback up and good for Owen Seyfarn. He's up to 8 points here today. And Putnam County back to within single digits. They trail by 8, 27-19. That's not an easy thing to do. Beat Havana by 20 points in their building, if that's where that regional was. I can't remember. It was. Braden helping me out there in the comments. There's a floater, no good. Offensive or defensive rebound comes out to Miles Main. Into the corner, Seyfarn. Up top, it's Harris. He's going to shoot a 3 from deep range. That one no good. Rebound comes out to A-Town. That was a quick shot for the Panthers. Not sure if that's the look they were wanting, or maybe Orlando Harris thought he saw something. Redfern gets it inside to Fouch. 6:08 to go here, quarter number 3. Stiegel gonna put up a shot from the baseline. Gets the lucky roll, and that one rattles home. Double figures now for Asa Stiegel. He has been excellent here tonight. He's got 10 points, and the lead back up to 10 for A-Town. 5:51 to go here, quarter number 3. Hard to win on the road for sure, especially come playoff time, Braden. Because you get bigger crowds come playoff time. Regional championship game against Havana, that's going to be your biggest crowd of the year at that point. And the fact that Lewiston beat Havana by 20, that's just how good that Lewiston squad is playing on the girls' side. So A-Town going to have their hands full tomorrow. Looking forward to it. We got boys basketball to cover, though, here tonight. Orlando Harris, that one blocked, but a foul is called. Looked like Asa Stiegel might have got all ball on that one from up here, but that'll be the second foul on Asa Stiegel. Is the first of this half. And Orlando Harris to the line where he misses the first of 2 free throws. Couldn't get the lucky roll. Good crowd on hand here tonight in A-Town. What might be one of the final games of the year, although I was joking with Coach Link before the game as the second free throw's up and good. I was joking with Coach Link as we were talking. He's like, it might be the final time, so yeah, I'll come up and chat with you. I'm like, what do you mean? You're coming to sectionals, right? We shall see. A-Town going to have their hands full. Stark County waiting for the winner of this game. 29-20 our score. Redfern, a little floater from mid-range. That one is a good look for Redfern, his second basket. And it's the biggest lead of the ball game for A-Town. They lead by 11. Knoxville boys losing to Orion. 50, is that 53-18 at the half? Wow, did not see that one coming from Knoxville. That is the regional quarterfinal. Let me take a look here how that affects things. I think Knoxville's 2A, though, so I don't think that affects anything on the 1A bracket. Left side, inside, Redfern on the baseline, kicks it back out. Kellen Hook drives the baseline, tried to get that one up and under, but hit the bottom of the rim. And here come the Panthers. They got numbers the other way if they can get it, but that one tipped off the hands, off the foot of Jaden Stoddard. Out of bounds, so it'll be A-Town basketball. And Knoxville, I believe, is 2A, but that is still a mind-boggling score. Did not see that one coming. Left side, Dre Anderson. Maybe Orion was going to beat him, but not by that much. Asa Stiegel going to the basket, and a whistle and a foul. Asa Stiegel back to the free throw line. This is the Rova Williamsfield Regional. Hey, Braden, if you're out there and you're getting all these scores, if you can get me the West Central Boys versus Peoria Christian or the Rova Alwood score. That's the other side of the regional. I'd appreciate it. Or if anybody else has the scores, feel free to leave them in the comments. Left side, Stiegel gets it up top to Anderson. Into the corner it goes. Kellen Hook, wide open 3. That one's no good. Kellen Hook's looked a little off here tonight, not hitting his shots. He's open in the corner again. Instead gets it to Stiegel, left wing. He's going to shoot a 3, and that one off the iron, no good. Rebound comes to the Panthers. Lead still at 11 for A-Town. 3:25 to go here in quarter number 3. Getting a screen, it's Maine. Gets it right side to Smith. I think the Panthers are trying to get it to Orlando Harris, but he just can't get inside. Get set up. He's going to drive all the way to the rack. No good. Offensive rebound. Put back up and good. There's Orlando Harris. Talked about him at halftime. I feel like he's going to be a big part of the offense here for the Panthers as they try to cut into this lead. Lead back down to single digits. It's down to 9. A-Town's led by as much as 11 here today. Appreciate that, Braden, for trying to get those scores as a foul is called. But yeah, that's the Rova Williamsfield Regional. The game's going on, one at Peoria Christian and the other one at Rova. So that'll be a foul on Stoddard. The second foul actually on, I have 2 fouls on A-Town. It's actually 2 fouls on the Panthers here in this quarter, so my apologies there. Inside it goes to Anderson. He loses it, a bump towards the baseline. And that's going to be a foul on Miles Maine. Third foul on Putnam County. So the winner of this game will take on Stark County, who dispatched of United earlier today. A-Town defeating Stark County last week by 1 point. The other 2 games that A-Town has played Stark County have been very low-scoring games. That'll be a dogfight if A-Town is able to win here tonight and make it to Williamsfield later this week. That one's stripped away, going all the way to the basket, putting it up and in, and a foul is Bryce Smith. Big basket there for Bryce Smith as he gets that one to go. Head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes girls basketball team, Coach Dugan, walking past here at A-Town High School. Might throw him a headset here and see if he wants to come on and chat real quick. Bryce Smith for the old-fashioned three-point play. That one off the back iron, it's no good. Now he's disappeared. And a whistle and a foul on Putnam County. I was going to pull up that's the fourth foul, by the way, on Miles Main, number 14, so he will check out. And for some reason, I don't have the score correct here, so let me get that fixed. Thought I put the 2 points up. Put it in my score sheet as I'm looking at it on my laptop, but I did not, however, put it on the scoreboard. That was my mistake. 7-point game. Closest it's been in some time as that one's tipped out of bounds off the hands of the Panthers. 2:02 left here in quarter number 3. So again, on the top half of the bracket, Peoria Christian taking on West Central. And Rova taking on Alwood. Winner of this game takes on Stark County. And that'll be on Wednesday in Williamsfield. 1:45 to go here in the third. Into the corner it goes. Dre Anderson, another three. That one's up and good. Dre Anderson, red hot from deep. He's got 3 threes here tonight. And that lead back up to 10 for A-Town. It's 34-24. And a whistle and a foul with 1:25 to go here in the quarter. And that'll be the fifth foul, or excuse me, that'll be the fourth foul on A-Town, or maybe that'll be the third. Numbers are hard here today. Numbers are hard. Been a long day. It's Monday. First free throw up and good for Orlando Harris. He's got 8 points here today. But I will mention him, Braden, if I get the chance to talk to Coach Dugan. I don't think Coach Dugan, I think he ran away. I think he wants to focus on tomorrow. Because as you and I have talked about here, Braden, he is going to have his hands full with that Lewiston Indians team. Jacob Hall into the game for A-Town. Weston Marler also in. Anderson kicks it into the corner. Kellen Hook drives the baseline, kicks it back out. Asa Stiegel, nice little move, a little shake, but he loses the handle. It's taken away. 2-on-1 the other way, but they throw it into the corner. They'll have to reset. Going in, Stoddard puts up the shot. A lot of contact, no call. Boy, that's a missed call there. Putnam County fans not having it. 45 seconds to go here in the third. Marler gets it to Anderson. Asa Stiegel, free throw line, gets it to Anderson. He drives, gets it back to Stiegel. He drives all the way. He's tripped and fouled. 32.1 seconds to go. That'll be the fifth foul on Putnam County. That'll be the third foul on Jaden Stoddard. A-Town winners of 7 in a row, looking to make it 8 in a row, and are looking to punch their ticket to the regional semifinal. First free throw up and good for Asa Stiegel. He has been excellent here tonight. He's got 11. 32.1 seconds to go here in the third. Playoff basketball in the air, and I love it. Second free throw off the back iron, no good. Offensive rebound, though, goes to Jacob Hall. Oh, but it is a nice play there defensively by Bryce Smith to take that one away. 25 seconds to go here in the third. The Panthers trying to get that last shot. Still a 9-point game. Panthers, if they can get a basket here, will have certainly some momentum as we go into the fourth. There's Orlando Harris putting it up, no good. A lot of contact again, no call. 8 seconds to go. Here's Hall. Brings it across the timeline. 5 seconds. Looking for help. He throws it away. 2 seconds. 1 second from midcourt. Stoddard, that shot off the back rim. No good. And that'll end our third quarter. What a third quarter it was. What a game this is. The A-Town Tornadoes, they lead it 35-26. A trip to the regional semifinal on the line. We'll find out how it ends next on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call and putting on a headset and going to chat with us here for a little bit here in the fourth quarter is girls basketball head coach for the A-Town Tornadoes, Brent Dugan. Brent, good to have you here. A happy Monday and a happy sectional eve. A big congratulations to you guys on clinching that regional championship, first girls regional championship since 2015. How does it feel getting ready for that sectional tomorrow night?
Feels real good. I know the girls worked really hard for it this year, and obviously with our tough schedule, helped us get prepared for that challenge, I guess, the last 3 games in the regional. And I felt like we were doing a lot of good things in the whole year, and then it just showed true form there at the end of the game towards, especially when it was getting kind of dim and glim as far as foul trouble, people moving in and off the floor, and we just somehow persevered and got the W.
Well, that's what you guys have been able to do all season long, as you guys got off to a very slow start there against Wethersfield in that regional championship game. What was kind of the mindset there in that first half when you guys are struggling to hit shots, not really getting anything going on offense, but guys were able to pull it together? How were you able to do that with that mindset?
Well, I mean, that's one good thing about the defense. It's done that for us all year. And as far as offense go, when it goes stagnant like that, we were feeling very comfortable with some of the shots we got, though. I will say that. We only scored 1 point there in the first quarter, but it just seemed like we were getting some good shots and some good looks. It just they weren't going down at that point in time. And anytime you score 1 point in a quarter and the other team scores 5, you still kind of feel pretty good with that. And then we come out and run a set play to start the second quarter, and Haley hit a 3 in the corner, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's 5-4. So felt pretty good about things at that point in time.
We're under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, 35-28, as the Panthers trying to bring up their defense here. There's a top of the key 3. That one no good, and a rebound falls into the hands of Orlando Harris. So big one for you tomorrow, sectional semifinal. Coach Dugan of the A-Town Tornado girls basketball team. Good one going on there in Bushnell tomorrow night, though, against a tough Lewiston team who just bulldozed Havana in Havana. Going to have your hands full with those Indians.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be tough, and I know Coach McLaughlin will have them ready, and they've been playing really well lately. So that's one of those things. You look at the record of 19-13 or whatever, and really, I told the girls don't care about that. You got to come out and play. You got to do things we've been doing. They got us through our regional championship, and obviously, if we do things the way we should, hopefully we can come out on top.
That one gets underway tomorrow night at 7:30. There's a corner 3 on the way. It's up and good for Kellen Hook. That's his second 3. His shot hasn't really been falling here tonight, but he finally gets that one to go, and the lead back up to 10 for A-Town. They lead it by 10 with 5:45 to go here in quarter number 4, but there's a steal. Nice play by Weston Marler. 1-on-2 the other way. Carter Redfern slows down. Good ball movement, left wing. Thought about it. And A-Town will slow it down, try to set up their offense here as we're joined by head coach of the A-Town girls basketball team, head coach Brent Dugan. But you and I talked about this a little bit the last time you and I got the chance to talk. That one being in Bushnell, I mean, there's obviously a lot of ties with the Avon folks. Of course, used to be with Bushnell-Prairie City, Avon. Now Avon's here with Abingdon. I mean, you're probably expecting a pretty good crowd there tomorrow night in Bushnell, right?
I just through the talk of the town, I guess, we've had several people say.
Nice play, Kellen Hook, left-handed shot, no good. Offensive rebound, put back, up and good.
Yeah, great play there, wasn't it?
Was.
I would say just how the talk of the town, I've had several people come up to me tonight. I don't want to take away from what the boys are doing. Obviously having their first round of their regional, and hopefully can extend their season as time goes here. But yeah, I don't want to take away from that. But we've had a lot of people joining in the excitement of the girls basketball team, and obviously looking forward to tomorrow night and going to the game. And hopefully get a W under our belt.
Well, we won't keep you too much longer here, Coach. We know you got a lot to do here, obviously. Big congratulations on that big win against Weathersfield there on Friday night, regional championship. First regional championship since 2015 for the A-Town Tornadoes. And they will play Lewiston tomorrow night, 7:30. We'll have that game for you here on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Good to have you here, Coach. Good luck for you tomorrow there in Bushnell.
Wyatt, always appreciate you.
I'll be on the call, so come on up tomorrow night.
All right,
if you guys win, we'll talk to you tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll look forward to it.
All right, sounds good. Head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes, that is Brent Dugan. Thank you to Braden for helping us out there, getting us the interview. Helps when you got family related to the old coach. You can just shoot him a text, give him a call, and say, hey, go on up and have a chat real quick. Just kind of preview a little bit of the sectional if you want to. Don't want to keep them on here too much, though. We got a basketball game to cover here. The A-Town Tornadoes playing well here, 40-28. Defense has really played well. You know, I mentioned earlier in the game I was going to bring up that defensive stat, and I didn't do it. So let me do that now as we come out of this timeout. Oh, and look at that. I backed out too far, so now I got to give it just a second. Bryce Smith with it, 4:45 to go. This lead was down to 7 at one point, but the Panthers giving up a little bit of a run by A-Town. There's a jumper on the way. That was a nice play there by Owen Safarn. And as that interview was going, we talked a little bit, as we were talking with Coach Dugan, there were some calls going on here on the floor that probably should have been called. If you're Putnam County, you feel like if those calls are called, you feel like this would be a different ball game here. But the basket was good by the Panthers, and they're trying to get the takeaway. Instead, a quick timeout by head coach Corey Link. Full timeout is called. We'll take it with them. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back. TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call here this evening. There, my scoreboard now updated, thankfully. Been a little slow here tonight. It's Monday. We certainly understand that. 40-30. Putnam County hanging in there, though. A-Town calling a timeout, trying to avoid a turnover just a moment ago. And thank you to Braden for getting me that one score as we're taking a look at the regional quarterfinal games taking place in this regional. The Rova Williamsfield Regional. Rova Williamsfield, the host. They are up on Alwood by the score of 44-34 with 7 minutes to go in that ball game. Braden, if you got an update on the Peoria Christian West Central game, would appreciate that. I know you've been working hard, helping me out here in the comments. Peoria Christian and West Central. So if Rova's able to hang on, as that one blocked away by Orlando Harris. Nice play there defensively, and the Panthers under 4 minutes to go, down by 10. But Rova Williamsfield defeating Alwood, or leading Alwood, excuse me. Winner of that game will take on the winner of Peoria Christian West Central. That one laid up no good. Offensive rebound. Weston Marler lays it back up and in. First 2 points of the ball game, and they're big ones there for Weston Marler. As a whistle. And I don't know, is there a violation? I was looking down, updating the scoreboard here. So 42-30. I think they're going to say tie up, and it's going to be A-Town basketball. So I think it was an inadvertent whistle. So, other part of the regional involves this one. A-Town. Winner of this game will take on Stark County, who knocked off United earlier tonight, as a whistle and a foul called with 3:23 to go here in quarter number 4. A-Town leading by 12. Both teams now with one foul here in the quarter. By the way, the stat that I was going to give you guys here, the A-Town defense, the last 7 games during this 7-game winning streak, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And they have held their opponents. This is the opponent's score during the 7-game win streak. Let's get to that as there's a right wing 3 on the way. That one a little too strong, and the rebound comes out to Carter Redfern. Double team. That one's tipped and stolen away. Bryce Smith the other way. A foul is called, and Bryce Smith will go to the line for the Panthers. But they held Rova to 38 points. They held Stark County to 28. Held West Central to 23. Knoxville to 48. United to 36. Stark County again to 42. A little bit better for Stark County, but still low scoring in the grand scheme of things. And then held Anawan last week to 35 to wrap up the regular season. First free throw on the way. It's up and good. This A-Town defense has been playing lights out, and that's why they've been able to rattle off this 7-game win streak. Because, I mean, before then, they were, giving up 58 to Mercer County in a loss. They beat Rova, but still gave up 55. That one no good on the second free throw, and the rebound comes out to A-Town. A-Town leads by 11. Cross-court pass goes to Anderson in the corner. Turn around, another cross-court pass to Kellen Hook. A-Town just trying to play keep away here. 2:45 to go here in the fourth. If A-Town were to hold on here, as a nice pass driving the baseline. That one no good by Stiegel, fighting for the rebound. What a great effort by Drew Fouch to come away with the second chance. 2.5, right side. Up top, Kellen Hook nearly loses the handle. Asa Stiegel, free throw line, kicks it into the corner to Anderson. 2:15 here in the fourth. Nice pass inside. Redfern gets the lucky roll. Carter Redfern with 8 points. And the A-Town Tornadoes' biggest lead of the ball game, it's 44-31. But if A-Town were to hang on here in this one, they'll be playing Stark County, and Orlando Harris's shot is too strong. That'd be the third time they've played Stark County in 18 days. So the teams are very familiar with one another as a foul is called. And it might be the foul game here as Putnam County trying to keep their season alive. 44-31, 1:46 to go here in the fourth. Played each other on February 3rd, then February 13th. And now if A-Town wins, it'd be February 21st. So 3 times in 18 days they'd play Stark County. Nice pass inside to Fouch, who lays it up no good, but a foul is called. 1:33 left here in the fourth. Going to the line will be Drew Fouch. Drew Fouch been quiet here in the second half. He had 8 points in the first half. Currently with 8 points. Chance to add to that here, though. I did talk to head coach Corey Link before the ball game here, so we hope to talk to him post-game. Kind of preview what is to come for this regional. And if the A-Town Tornadoes can come through this regional, they'll be right back here at home for the sectional. Wouldn't that be something? Got a lot of work to take care of, though, as the free throw rattles home for Drew Fouch. 1 of 2 from the line. Biggest lead of the ball game. It's 45-31, 1:33 left, and it looks like Putnam County might be entering in their bench. Get some of their backup players a little bit of playing time. And this looks like it might be waving the white flag here for the Panthers of Putnam County. A tough year for them, 7-24. About to fall to 7-25 and a loss in the regional quarterfinals. See if I can get some of these names here. That's Derek Weisbrock, number 10. Number 5 is Drew Carlson. 13 is Aiden Lawless. 22 is Cole Vipond. And who's the 4th? That is number 4, A.J. Farrar. And he's going to shoot a left wing 3. That one's up and good. It's A.J. Farrar off the bench. A big 3. Still down 11, however. 1:05 to go here in the fourth. Right side, it is Weston Marler. A-Town still got most of their starters in. Jacob Hall into the game. Weston Marler right side. Nice pass inside to Hall. Tried to get it to Marlar. One extra pass. It's one pass too many. That one's stripped away by Marlar. 42 seconds to go, and a whistle and timeout, or a substitution timeout. So now A-Town will finally be able to get in some of their reserves. Kyle McVeigh, Aiden Stromson in. Jacob Hall staying in, as well as Weston Marlar. Who else came in here for A-Town? Kyle McVeigh. Yep, that's it. Dre Anderson still the only starter out. What a day for the A-Town Tornadoes as they will advance to the regional semis, taking on Stark County. Talked to Coach Link about that one coming up in the post game, so stay tuned for that. There's a jumper on the way for Anderson. That one rattles around, no good. Offensive rebound. Hall puts it back up and in. First 2 points of the game for Jacob Hall. 47-34, 10 seconds to go. Top of the key, a three on the way. That one's no good by the Panthers. Stromson with the rebound, and that's going to do it. And the A-Town Tornadoes will advance on to Williams Field in the Rova Williams Field Regional. They knock off the Putnam County Panthers 47-34. We'll recap this one, go over the scoring numbers, and then we will talk to head coach Corey Link of the A-Town Tornadoes in the post game. So stay tuned for all that and more coming up on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back. TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. As the final score here in this one, the A-Town Tornadoes knocking off the Putnam County Panthers 47-34 to advance to the regional semifinals in Williams Field, where they will take on Stark County. We'll preview that one. We kind of been previewing it most of the second half, but we'll talk about that once again right before we wrap up the broadcast here. But the A-Town Tornadoes getting a full team effort here tonight. A number of guys scoring here in the winning effort. And, you know, it was kind of the early effort that was being put in by Asa Stiegel that certainly caught my attention. And we'll talk to head coach Corey Link about that and so much more here. But Asa Stiegel finishes with a team-high 11 points, but right behind him was Dre Anderson with 9 points, Drew Fouch with 9 points, 8 points for Carter Redfern, 6 points for Kellen Hook, 2 points for Jacob Hall, and 2 points for Weston Marlar. So you just really don't know, and I know we've talked to Coach Link about this throughout the season, you just don't know who is going to be the leading scorer when it comes to this A-Town Tornadoes team. It could be Kellen Hook when he's hitting his shots. Tonight his shots weren't falling. Had a lot of open looks. They just weren't falling. So who do you turn to? Well, you go to the guy in the paint. You go to Asa Stiegel. Well, if that doesn't work, Dre Anderson can hit some shots. He showed that here tonight, finishing with 9 points. I mean, this team is loaded. There was a lot of buzz surrounding this team, and I think near the end of the season you could see why there was so much buzz surrounding this team, surrounding this community about these boys. Even though they were 11-13, you kind of felt like there was some point they were going to pop off. And needless to say, they have popped off to wrap up this season. They have won 8 in a row now, dating back to that 11-13 record. They pick up their 19th win of the season. They're sitting at 19-13, and they haven't lost a game since January ended. Their last loss was on January 30th, and ever since then, they have been the winners. So this is a team that nobody wants to face here in the postseason, as they are red hot, and they're going to have to stay red hot if they look to come back here for the sectional. Got to take care of business in the Rova-Williamsfield Regional, and they're going to have their hands full as Peoria Christian. Braden, I did get a score for Peoria Christian. I appreciate you looking, but Peoria Christian was a winner. They're the 2 seed in this sectional. So, they're going to have their hands full if they have to take on Peoria Christian, or they may have to take on the host, Rova-Williamsfield. If Rova-Williamsfield pulls off the win here today, they are up on Alwood 54-45 with 1:45 left. So it looks like Rova will move on and, could be the host. And you're having to go up against the host team in their building. That's certainly not an easy task. And really, you're taking on a Stark County team here in the next round in the regional semifinals that you've seen twice in 18 days. This will be the 3rd time that you'll see each other in 18 days. So Stark County, they've lost both those games. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. It really is in basketball. It is hard to beat a team 3 times in one season in high school basketball. I don't know how many times it's been done, but it is very, very difficult, and we'll see what the A-Town Tornadoes will do on Wednesday as they take on Stark County. That game will be getting underway at 7:30. It will not be broadcast on TSSR, to my knowledge. I know I'm not gonna be in Williamsfield, unfortunately, for those games, but maybe we send somebody. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the boss man is thinking, but we'll find out and let you guys know, of course. But the other side of the regional, though, Peoria Christian, they have moved on. They thump West Central 65-27. Peoria Christian will take on either Rova or Alwood, which looks like it's going to be Rova. A-Town will take on Stark County on Wednesday. Peoria Christian and what possibly is going to be Rova. That'll be the 6 o'clock game, and then A-Town will take on Stark County at 7:30 Wednesday in Williamsfield. So do keep that in mind. That is the upcoming schedule for A-Town as they look to clinch the regional championship and possibly move their way in to a spot in the sectional that is being hosted here by the A-Town Tornadoes. Wouldn't that be fun? Again, that would be an absolute blast if we got the A-Town Tornadoes here in this building hosting a regional and also or hosting a sectional and playing games here as part of that sectional. But like I said, their hands are full. So we'll see how it all plays out here in the upcoming days and week ahead. Talked to head coach of the A-Town Tornado girls basketball team, Brent Dugan. We will be on the call in Bushnell tomorrow night for that sectional. I've got a feeling that that's going to be just a gigantic crowd there as well. I mean, it's not too far here from A-Town to head on down to Bushnell and watch that one. So I think there's going to be a lot of A-Town fans in attendance. The first game of the day is going to be awesome. I mean, it's 2 teams that the A-Town Tornadoes have seen, and it'll be who they potentially play in the sectional championship game. Sectional semifinals tomorrow. It's Illini Bluffs taking on Anawan. That'll be the 6 o'clock game. We'll have that here on TSSR. And then the sectional semifinal game number 2, the A-Town Tornadoes taking on the Lewiston Indians, which, boy, Lewiston playing some red-hot basketball right now as they thumped Havana by 16 in Havana in the regional championship game. That's not an easy thing to do. Beat a team on their home floor by double digits in a regional championship game, folks. So A-Town going up against a buzzsaw. We'll see which buzzsaw will continue. Will it be A-Town or will it be Lewiston? That game gets underway at 7:30 tomorrow night. The first sectional semifinal will be at 6 o'clock. Illini Bluffs taking on Anawan. Head coach of the A-Town Tornado boys basketball team, Coach Corey Link, making his way up here to chat with us a little bit here following the regional quarterfinal victory. Coach getting his headset all adjusted there. Coach, a big congratulations. Regional quarterfinal victory here tonight. A big congratulations to you guys.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Like I told him, I said we cannot be happy about the way we kind of executed, and I can gripe about those things. But at the end of the day, everybody's season has to come to an end, And right now we're one game at a time, and we'll take it, So yeah, we're happy about just surviving in advance.
Well, survive in advance indeed is the kind of the mantra here as you get into the postseason, and your hands are going to be full here. We'll talk a little bit about what is to come. But tonight's game, I mean, it's just a part of this streak that you guys have been on. You guys' defense has been playing ridiculously well here as part of this 8-game winning streak to wrap up the regular season and to go into the postseason. What kind of changed for you guys defensively down the stretch that has sparked this big win streak for you guys?
No, I don't know if that's anything. We're doing things that we been doing, teaching the process. That's I think we've just taken it to and taken a pride. I think that's what it is. We're ready to sit down. We're guard. Especially when we went on our run, you got to play who's in front of you. And we had some people that might not have been having great seasons, and we took advantage of it and kind of get right games, as I like to call it, and so that kind of built our confidence, and we made it a purpose to sit down and be able to guard, because in this run, Carter Redford and IHSA and Kellen have been any night can be our leading scorer, and but at the end of the day, I told him, I said, if we want to get where we want to get, playing on our home floor in a sectional, we got to be able to get stops. And tonight was kind of a good challenge for that. We hadn't seen two bigs in quite a while, and so it was kind of a different thing for us to prepare for. And I thought maybe that was kind of part of the issue of why we struggled offensively a little bit, is because we were so prepared and tuned in on the defensive end in practice, and we didn't practice a whole lot offensively. But no, we're going to have to win games, and the last 2 years we've been talking about it. That's you step into this gym, even when I played, you had to sit down, you had to guard. It was going to be a battle every night, playing against the Commandos or Tornadoes, whoever it is on this floor, and you got to sit down and guard and be physical, and we've taken that to heart, I feel like, this last handful of games.
We're talking to the head coach of the A-Town Tornado boys basketball team, Coach Corey Link, and Coach, it felt like really early in this game, one of the guys who stood out to me, I don't know if that was the case for you, you were talking about IHSA possibly being one of those guys that can lead the team in scoring. He really kind of took it upon himself to go up against those bigs, getting the bigs in foul trouble. I mean, you got their big man, Orlando Harris, in foul trouble very early in this game, and that was thanks to IHSA. It felt like he had a really good game here tonight.
Yeah, that was, we were. I told him early on, I said, hey, you're going to have to guard him because he's kind of an inside-out guy, and your athleticism should be able to match up with him. But I said, hey, is a huge key for us to be able to get him on the bench early. I said, so you got to attack him. And, we've seen on film and scout-wise that he likes to slide over and swat shots and block shots. And so I said, hey, go right at his chest and shot fake him and get him in foul trouble. And then IHSA did that huge for us early on. I said, he got 2 fouls, had to sit down. And, right there, it's still anybody's game, even up until fourth quarter, and I think we ended up losing by 13, but I don't know if it was that, or we ended up winning by 13. I don't know if we ever felt that comfortable about it, but no, that huge 4-minute, 5-minute stretch where he had to sit on the bench was huge, and, give him props to knowing the scout and executing and getting him in foul trouble early.
Well, then some of your other guys finally started hitting shots. Kind of felt like Kellen Hook might have not had his A game here tonight. He was popping up some open looks. They weren't falling. But you got other guys. That's what we've talked about all season long. The depth of this team has gotten you to this point. You got guys like Dre Anderson hitting shots. I mean, this team is loaded, and anybody, as you said, all season long can go off at any given time. Yeah,
that's been huge for us. We've talked about it. I think we've had that conversation a lot of times. We got 8 guys that we feel comfortable playing in rotation wise, and it can be any one of them, and Dre hit some huge shots, like you said, Kellen is what Kellen is, and it's tough to find a guy that's going to shoot 40% from 3 on the season like he has, and so it was maybe nerves, or I don't know what it is tonight, but yeah, he had a lot of good looks that didn't fall, and Dre stepped up, and when we needed shots, he hit a big one, and then second half, Kellen kind of got it going a little bit, hit a big one for us to give us a 10-point lead there in the third quarter, and make us feel good going down that stretch run.
We're talking to the head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes boys basketball team, head coach Corey Link, after their 47-34 win over Putnam County here tonight. Coach, I don't know if you saw the score, but Your next opponent is a very familiar foe. Stark County won against United here tonight in the regional quarterfinals, so you guys will play Stark County for the third time in 18 days. You beat them twice. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, though, in a season. What can we expect in that regional semifinal in Williamsfield on Wednesday?
Yeah, they always say, that's the saying, right? It's hard to beat somebody 3 times, but no, the better team's going to win in the end, and we're familiar with them, and it can be really anybody's game, honestly. First time around, like you talked about defense earlier, we sat down and guarded really, really well and took them out of everything they wanted to do. And then last week when we played them in our last home game before tonight, we kind of just we were expecting to see them again. Let's just put it that way. And so we weren't throwing a whole lot of information at them, and we were just kind of going in. And I feel really, really, really good about how that outcome came. We just did our basic stuff, and we grinded it out and came up with a big, big win for us to feel good about going into that game. And now we can, throw some more stuff at them and catch them a little bit off guard. But we're going to – like you said, it's going to be on the defensive end, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be really, really physical. They're going to be gunning for us. Like you said, we're 2-0 against them in the last, 2 weeks. And so we're going to have to keep our emotions in check and just battle. Rebound, I thought last Tuesday, I think it was, we played them. I thought they took advantage of us on the glass a little bit. So we'll tone that up a little bit tomorrow and talk about those things, but no, I'm looking forward to it, and we're kind of on a roll right now. So let's just keep it going.
Keep it coming, and come on back here for the sectional. Obviously, that's in front of you. Is anybody thinking about that? Is that a conversation going on in the locker room? Guys are thinking about it, I think, but has it been talked about, or are you just kind of one game at a time, first game ahead of us?
No,
is that kind of the mantra going on?
We talked to shoot around this morning. I said, hey, let's not make this the last home game. We know what's in front of us. We know that we're hosting a sectional, but we're gonna have to beat 3 really, really good teams to get here. And so yeah, we know it's here, but now it's postseason time, and we just got to take one game at a time and move on to Wednesday and play a really good Stark County team that we're familiar with, conference foe, and hopefully get a victory there and move on. And so we'll take it one game at a time, but we're looking forward to it.
He's the head coach of the A-Town Tornado boys basketball team, Coach Corey Link. Appreciate you, Coach. Our chats throughout the year. We've had a lot of fun, and I don't know if this is the last time we talk here in 2024, but, it's been an absolute blast covering these guys, especially down the stretch with how good you guys have played to wrap up the regular season. Winners of 8 in a row. Good luck on Wednesday in Williamsfield against Stark County, and hopefully we'll talk to you again in the sectionals.
Yeah, thanks, Wyatt. I really appreciate you guys coming out and doing this all season for boys and girls, and catching a few middle school games in there too.
Yep.
But no, we really appreciate you guys coming and doing this, and it's been a pleasure.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, so we certainly appreciate everything you do. Head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes, Corey Link, joining us here in the postgame show. 47-34, the final score. A-Town moving on to the regional semifinal. They will take on Stark County, as we talked about, on Wednesday, 7:30 in Williamsfield, for a chance to move on to the regional championship game, where they will take on I think the winner of that game will either take on Peoria Christian or Rova, if Rova was able to hang on in their ball game. We do have A-Town basketball tomorrow. The A-Town girls in the sectional semifinal, as they will take on Lewiston in what should be a really good one in Bushnell. Looking forward to that crowd, that atmosphere, one of the best arenas in this area of the state. I mean, if you are a fan of basketball, make sure you're either in Bushnell tomorrow night or watching here on TSSR, as it's going to be a good one. And we are looking forward to having that one here on TSSR. We will have both games as the sectional semifinal. The first sectional semifinal is Illini Bluffs taking on Anawan, and that is just going to be a thrilling game. Both teams, one of the better teams in the state all season long. So that's a great first matchup. And then we get 2 red-hot teams, A-Town and Lewiston, in the 7:30 game. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll be on the call tomorrow night in Bushnell. for both games, and we are going to have some fun. I'm looking forward to it. We'll talk to you then. We'll have that first game at 6 o'clock in Bushnell. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Once again, the final score, A-Town Tornadoes 47-34 over Putnam County. Moving on to the regional semifinals. Have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Bushnell on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.